I like simple, high-impact, low-cost interventions that can produce outsized effects on health, especially when they influence metabolism, gut ecology, and cellular signaling at the same time. Today, we're going to break down something extremely common but biochemically powerful, which is apple cider vinegar, or ACV in short. So, it starts with acetic acid. The main active compound in apple cider vinegar is not probiotics, not vitamins, and not minerals. It is acetic acid. This matters because acetic acid is not just a dietary acid, it acts as a metabolic signaling molecule that can influence blood glucose dynamics, gut microbial balance, biofilm structure and permeability, mineral solubility and absorption, liver and bile signaling, and importantly, it interacts indirectly with gut barrier function, including proteins like occludin and claudin, which I've mentioned a lot in my other videos, which regulate intestinal tight junction integrity. When these tight junctions are compromised, often influenced by inflammation, dysbiosis, or microbial biofilms, gut permeability can increase, or leaky gut dynamics. So benefit number one of ACV is blood sugar regulation with a biofilm connection. One of the most well-known effects of apple cider vinegar is its influence on blood sugar stability. Acetic acid may help reduce post-meal glucose spikes by slowing carbohydrate breakdown and gastric emptying. But here's how it connects with the gut microbiome and the biofilms. In the gut, bacteria often exist not freely, but within biofilms, which are structured microbial communities embedded in a protective extracellular matrix. These biofilms sequester nutrients, including glucose and minerals, and protect bacteria from immune attack. These biofilms also use quorum sensing, which is a chemical communication system, can alter host glucose metabolism indirectly. So when blood sugar rises frequently, it can feed dysbiotic microbial populations and potentially reinforce biofilm resistance, which is why fasting is great to reduce how much sugar is in the system. At the same time, chronic inflammation can activate immune cells like macrophages, which attempt to penetrate these biofilms, but often lead, and they fail, and then leading to frustrated macrophage activity and increased inflammatory signaling. ACV's blood sugar stabilizing effect may indirectly reduce this microbial fuel source, weakening biofilm expansion pressure over time. ACV benefit 2, sleep quality, neurotransmitters, and gut-brain axis. So taking 1 to 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar in water before bed is often reported to improve sleep quality. This leads to more stable overnight glucose, so less cortisol spikes, reduced sympathetic nervous system activation, and improved gut fermentation, balance affecting neurotransmitter precursors. Now, there is a gut-brain biofilm axis. Gut biofilms can influence production of metabolites that interact with GABA pathways, which are calming neurotransmitter tone, serotonin precursors, and inflammatory cytokines that affect sleep depth. When gut dysbiosis is present, Microbial biofilms can skew metabolite production, potentially disturbing sleep architecture. Improved microbial balance may reduce this disruption. Uh, ACV benefit number 3 is digestion, bloating, lactose fermentation. ACV is often used for bloating and post-meal digestive comfort. This ties directly into fermentation and lactose dynamics. Undigested lactose or carbohydrates can ferment in the gut, feeding gas-producing bacteria, biofilm-forming strains, and excess hydrogen methane producers. These microbial communities can become embedded in biofilm matrices, making them harder to clear and more resistant to immune surveillance. This may contribute to bloating, pressure, digestive sluggishness. Now, tight junction stress occurs when fermentation increases intestinal irritation, signaling molecules like inflammatory cytokines, which may weaken tight junction proteins, occludin, claudin. This can contribute to transient increases in gut permeability. ACV may help by modulating gastric acidity and microbial substrate availability. Benefit 4 of ACV, mineral absorption. Apple cider vinegar may improve absorption of many minerals like magnesium, calcium, iron, zinc, potassium. Acidic environments enhance mineral solubility in the gut lumen, improving transporter uptake efficiency. This is important because mineral deficiencies can influence muscle contraction, cramps, tetany, enzymatic function, and mitochondrial energy production. And as I've mentioned in many of my other videos, the immune system needs tons of mitochondria and ATP. Now, biofilms can sequester minerals, effectively trapping them in microbial matrices before they reach absorption sites. But by altering gut pH and microbial dynamics, ACV may reduce this sequestration effect. ACV benefit 5 is muscle cramps, twitching, or trolley horse spasms may relate to magnesium imbalance, calcium signaling disruption, and electrolyte misdistribution. These minerals are not just circulating freely, they are influenced by gut absorption efficiency and microbial competition. Biofilms can indirectly influence mineral availability by altering gut chemistry and transporter accessibility. ACV benefit 6 has to do with reduced snacking, because when blood sugar is stabilized, insulin spikes are reduced, hunger signaling becomes more stable, nighttime cravings decrease. Elevated insulin states are associated with increased nutrient availability in circulation, which can indirectly influence microbial ecosystems. Some biofilm communities may thrive in high nutrient flux environments, reinforcing dysbiosis patterns. Reducing insulin variability may therefore indirectly influence microbial ecological stability. ACV benefit number 7 has to do with weight regulation and growth hormone. Improved insulin sensitivity supports better fat oxidation during sleep, increased growth hormone effectiveness, reduced fat storage signaling, therefore reducing interleukin 6, which could lead to iron trapped in macrophages, which I've already covered in many other videos. And there's also hormonal competition models, such as insulin is a storage signaling, growth hormone is repair plus fat utilization. When insulin is chronically elevated, fat burning signaling is suppressed. Also, biofilm-associated inflammation may also influence hormonal signaling through cytokine pathways. Benefit 8 of ACV has to do with liver and bile. Apple cider vinegar may support bile secretion, fat digestion, and liver metabolic throughput. Adequate stomach acidity is required for proper bile signaling. When acidity is low, bile flow may be reduced, fat digestion becomes inefficient, gallbladder stasis risk may increase. Chronic use of acid suppressing agents may shift gut microbiota towards biofilm dominant species and alter digestive ecology. ACV Benefit 9, acetic acid as a cellular fuel source. Acetic acid can enter metabolic pathways and contribute to cellular energy production. This links to mitochondrial ATP production, so good for the immune system, and metabolic flexibility and fatty acid oxidation pathways. Energy plus sleep paradox. Although it provides metabolic fuel, it does not necessarily stimulate wakefulness. Instead, it may support smoother metabolic transitions between feeding and fasting states. Sleep is not passive, it is an active metabolic state requiring energy for glymphatic clearance and immune recalibration. Biofilm activity also shifts during circadian cycles, influencing gut-derived metabolites that affect sleep depth. Okay, emerging research suggests that gut microbiota and inflammation can influence vitamin D metabolism and enzymes like CYP24A1, which breaks down active vitamin D metabolites. I have a video on that, so if you haven't seen that one, then you may feel free to check that one out. But since vitamin D plays a role in tight junction integrity, such as occludin-claudin, and immune tolerance, any shift in gut microbial biofilms may indirectly influence vitamin D signaling dynamics. And to close off the video, a simple protocol. One of the simplest ways people use ACV is 1 to 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar mixed in a glass of water. Optional is lemon or stevia, taken after dinner or before bed. Often consumed through a straw to reduce enamel exposure. So try it consistently, observe carefully, and track how your system responds. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next breakdown.